we can show that we are going to give data to researchers and we're going to give documents to people that want documents. So the principles, the commitments are, and I just highlight the first two, is to dramatically enhance the availability of data to researchers. We will have, however, safeguards, so there will be review boards to make sure that, with independent experts present, to make sure that it's not bad science, it's not junk science. We will have people that would love to do this. We'll have tabloids that would like to have every Monday when there's a news draft, they would like to have something to run. So by having standards here, we hope to prevent public health problems down the line. We also need to make sure that we protect the patients. It's these days, with all the big data out there, triangulating, you take everything on Google, and I don't want to bring in the National Security Agency in this, but you take every information you have, and you, on top of that, you put research information from clinical research. Well, you can find the patients. So we need to think about how we basically hinder people from identifying the patient. And we think we can do that by having signed agreements with these requesters. Also, we can require that those that receive data will not give it to a competitor. It remains to be seen whether the EMA can apply the same types of standards. Second, very important, is that we are going to also enhance the posting of the reports. We have clinical study reports, which are volumes and volumes of data and line listings. We've said that as a minimum, the synopsis, which is probably about 5 to 10 times more than what we post today in terms of information and data sets. Those, as a minimum, will be posted immediately after approval. And they'll be posted on the public websites. And I guess we will have an enhanced site in Europe following the clinical trials regulation as well. And then just very briefly, for sake of completeness, a commitment in line with what has been suggested in the European Parliament as well, is that we actually ought to give patients information right away once the study is completed. We ought to loop back to the participants about whether the drug worked or not, and what about the safety profile. So this is something we have to develop, lay language type summaries that will be distributed very quickly after study completion. We will, of course, monitor that this is going to be executed by our companies. In Europe, we are going to put this in our code, which means that it's a requirement for membership, just as we've added the other requirement on disclosure of financial relationships that I mentioned. These two things are new, and they will be rolled out prospectively. And again, a confirmation that industry is going to publish all clinical trial results. At least we need to submit all phase 3 trials to journals.